The allure of crossing the $50,000 income mark is tantalizing, but let's face it, most will never get there. Why? It's not the economy or your boss's fault. The real culprit is between your ears. The brain is wired for survival, not financial success. It resists change, clings to comfort, and avoids risk. Your brain is a masterful architect of excuses, convincing you that staying where you are is safer. Here's the kicker: the comfort zone is a myth. It's a velvet trap that keeps you ensnared. We build mental barricades out of perceived safety. This isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. Your mind's default setting is mediocrity. That's a bitter pill, but denial is costlier. Time to expose the mental glitch. Let's dissect the mechanics of stagnation. Most people follow a predictable financial trajectory. The job, the paycheck, the cycle repeats. It's comfortable but limiting. The brain is content with this loop. The status quo requires minimal cognitive effort, so we stick to it like a cat to a warm keyboard. Here's where the irony sharpens. The brain is averse to perceived loss. Trying something new feels like a threat. Opportunities are dismissed as risks. Security obsession blocks potential growth. We fear losing what we have, yet ignore what we could gain. The $50,000 line is crossed by breaking this cycle. But first, acknowledge the mental barrier. The mental glitch stems from faulty programming. The default setting is scarcity, not abundance. We obsess over saving pennies while ignoring dollars slipping through our fingers. This scarcity mindset narrows opportunities. It's a self-imposed ceiling, a glass roof we pretend doesn't exist. Here's the cruel twist: more money doesn't solve the problem. Without mindset shifts, higher income equals higher expenses. The cycle persists and the $50,000 line remains elusive. The brain clings to what's familiar, sabotaging any attempt at elevation. Wealth isn't about resources, it's about resourcefulness. Alter the programming, alter your trajectory. What if I told you your financial struggle is by design? The brain favors short-term comfort over long-term gain. This is evolutionary baggage. Our ancestors valued immediate rewards. In a modern world, this is counterproductive. We prioritize instant gratification, spending over saving. Here's the paradox: this pursuit of comfort creates discomfort in the end. Credit card debt, living paycheck to paycheck, these are the fruits of a poorly wired brain. The $50,000 dream is stymied by this primitive setting. The solution isn't more effort, it's rewiring your approach to money. Challenge the brain's flawed logic. Embrace discomfort today for prosperity tomorrow. Now consider the real obstacle: your belief system. Beliefs are powerful, yet often misguided. I'm not good with money. I'm too busy to learn investing. These narratives are self-fulfilling prophecies. They cement your financial ceiling. The brain filters experiences to validate beliefs. You see what you expect to see. Beliefs are not facts, they're stories you tell yourself. The brain resists altering these scripts. Why? Change is cognitively expensive. But here's the twist: shifting beliefs is the cheapest investment. Challenge your financial narrative. The $50,000 line is a mindset, not a monetary milestone. Let's talk numbers. The cost of staying below $50,000 is staggering. Consider the compounding effect over a lifetime. If you're stuck at $45,000 annually, that's $5,000 less per year. Across 30 years, that's $150,000 lost. But wait, there's more. Factor in missed investment opportunities. At a modest 5% return, that $150,000 could have doubled. So you're not just losing $150,000, you're actually missing out on $300,000. This is the hidden cost of complacency. The brain shrugs it off, preferring immediate comfort. But let's be clear, financial freedom is mortgaged on this comfort. The real question isn't why you can't cross the line. It's whether you're willing to pay the price for not crossing it. Now let's reframe this dilemma. What if the $50,000 line isn't a barrier, but a threshold of potential? We often perceive it as a distant target. In reality, it's a doorway. Stepping through requires recalibrating your mindset. Instead of asking, how do I earn more? Ask, what value can I create? Value is the currency of wealth. The brain has misled you to believe that earning is about hours traded for dollars. It's not. It's about leveraging skills and innovation. Here's the twist: value creation isn't reserved for entrepreneurs. Anyone can harness it, even within a 9 to 5. The $50,000 line is crossed by those who innovate. Shift your focus from earning to creating. The cost of not crossing the line isn't just financial, it's psychological. Living below your potential breeds dissatisfaction. This dissatisfaction seeps into every facet of life. Relationships, health, and self-esteem suffer. The irony is that your brain is wired to avoid discomfort, yet it creates a life filled with it. The $50,000 line becomes a symbol of what could have been. It's a constant reminder of unrealized dreams. Here's the kicker: this mental burden is heavier than any financial one. It's a tax on your happiness. It's not just about more money, it's about living a life aligned with your capabilities. The real wealth is in self-fulfillment. Let that be your motivation to break free. Let's flip the script on financial ceilings. The brain perceives ceilings as limits, but what if they're floors in disguise? A place to stand on and push higher. This is about reframing limitations into launch pads. The $50,000 line isn't a maximum, it's a baseline from which to grow. Here's the paradox: the only true limit is the one you mentally accept. Most people entrench themselves in this illusion. The brain is comfortable with the floor, failing to see the sky above. The challenge is to stop looking at the $50,000 line as a ceiling. Embrace it as your new foundation. Reframe your financial reality. Let growth be your North Star. Consider the opportunity cost of staying stagnant. By not crossing the $50,000 line, you're missing out on more than just money. It's about lost experiences, the vacations you didn't take, the skills you didn't acquire. These experiences could enrich your life. Here's the twist: the brain downplays these losses. It focuses on immediate savings, missing the broader picture. But the true cost: a life not fully lived. Financial barriers are often self-imposed. The real barrier is the mind's reluctance to invest in the future. Reframe the cost. See it not just in dollars, but in opportunities squandered. That's the real price of inaction. Let's render the verdict. Crossing the $50,000 line is less about strategy and more about mindset. The brain's default is complacency. To break through, one must become aware of mental habits. Awareness is the first step towards change. The second step, relentless execution. The brain needs rewiring, and this requires consistent action. Here's the formula: audit your beliefs, challenge your routines, and recalibrate your goals. Your current financial status is a reflection of past decisions. Future wealth is crafted by the actions you take today. The $50,000 line isn't a destination. It's a milestone on a larger journey. So decide: are you content with status quo, or will you pivot? Time for a sharp protocol. Start with micro changes. Small, consistent shifts compound over time. Allocate 15 minutes daily for financial education. One new skill, one new strategy per week. The brain will resist, but persistence is key. Automate savings and investments. Make growth a default setting, not an option. Next, network intentionally. Surround yourself with people who challenge your perceptions. Their perspectives will stretch your own. Here's the twist: the more you expose the brain to new ideas, the more it accepts change. Incremental growth replaces stagnation. The $50,000 line will blur and fade. Your new reality becomes limitless. Execute with precision, not emotion. Let's address the elephant in the room. Fear of failure paralyses many. The brain, wired for safety, amplifies this fear. But here's the hard truth: failure is inevitable on the road to success. It's a feedback mechanism, not a dead end. Each setback is a lesson cloaked in disguise. The brain must learn to interpret failure as data, not disaster. Reframe failures as necessary pivots. This mindset attracts opportunities and growth. The $50,000 line becomes a mere checkpoint. Courage, not comfort, crosses it. Those who dare to fail often succeed the most. Let failure fuel your drive, not extinguish it. Time to scrutinize the influence of environment. Your surroundings shape your financial behavior. Audit your environment critically. Are you surrounded by abundance or scarcity thinkers? The brain absorbs the prevailing attitudes around it. Shift into spaces where growth is valued. Curate your inputs, books, media, mentors. Here's the twist: change your environment, change your trajectory. The $50,000 line is crossed by those who consciously construct their realities. Your brain is malleable, shaped by what you feed it. Don't underestimate the power of influence. It's not just about where you are, but who you're with. The right environment ignites potential. Choose wisely. Let's conclude with a final pivot. Crossing the $50,000 line requires a recalibration of identity. You must see yourself as capable of more. Identity shapes actions, which shape results. The brain resists identity shifts, but they're crucial for breakthrough. Start with affirmations grounded in reality, not fantasy. Build confidence through incremental wins. Here's the kicker: the $50,000 line is not crossed by external forces. It's an inside job driven by self-perception. Your greatest asset isn't your job or skills, it's the belief in your potential. The brain follows where the mind leads. Lead it beyond limitations. The mic drop: success is a mindset, not a number.